we are privileged this morning to welcome Mr. David Crow to the program. He's gonna be doing a little task for us here in just a minute. David, how are you?
I am doing great, Paul. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, is Janet there with you? Is your wife there with you?
Janet is here with me, and we've been running in place trying to get pumped up for this quiz, and so we're all ready.
So that's because that's kind of a slam on the show because it's so early. Is that right?
Well, no, it's no slam on the show.
That's just joking. I'm just joking.
I'm normally up at 5:30 anyway.
Okay.
We're looking forward to having our coffee from the PHP, the mug.
The mug. Okay.
Mug.
All right. Okay. So that's folks. I'll go ahead and plug it. The Conduit News store is launched. So go to conduitnews.com and then click on store there, and you can get the Mother Government mug and the Marble Palace mug and what Joe is calling the mug because it's got my face on it. Okay. All right. Well, so
did I hear Joe back there laughing out loud?
Yes.
Did he say anything? Well, you didn't say anything about the magnets or the T-shirts too. I mean, you got a bunch of stuff there.
Well, thank you, David. You're too kind. You're too kind.
We have a suggestion.
Okay.
We need a really stinky perfume called Essence of Bureaucrat.
Well, maybe we put Essence of Bureaucrat on a mug or on a T-shirt, something like that. But yeah, a really stinky perfume called Essence of
or a Jim Hendren money clip.
Oh, well, that could go, or some sort of loan shark mug or something like that. That'd be good. All right, this is we've got this sound means that we are going to do our quiz here real quick.
Okay.
All right, Conduit quiz. We're doing a flashback. We want to know just a few things about the Arkansas General Assembly. And the reason we're doing this is because we have the session coming up in January, and I'm sure both of you, Crows, are really excited about everything that's going to come out of this session. Is that right?
Oh, my goodness. We're just excited. I can only imagine tax cuts, probably going to cut the size of government, cut regulation, all kinds of things like that.
Well, let's hope that is the case. We did have some stories just a second ago where we got a proposal of $111 million tax cut, but we also have a potential for a gas tax increase, which that's pretty frustrating. Okay, David.
Shocked, I say, shocked.
I know, right? So, David, question number 1 for this flashback quiz. Are Arkansas Senate and House committee votes recorded so that the public can know how their legislator voted on a bill in committee? No, all votes are just voice votes, and there is no way to know how a legislator voted on a bill in committee. No, unless a legislator specifically requests or chairman requires a roll call vote to occur on the bill, then each legislator must go on record with how they voted, and the public can then know those voting records. Yes, all committee votes are recorded, and the public can see the voting records of legislators on committee votes. Or your last option, yes, but only if a bill gets at least one audible no vote on a bill, thus triggering the roll call vote. What do you guys think?
Well, we've been there before, and we know that the committee's chairman, and the process doesn't allow for recording unless a legislator says, I want a roll call, and then it's backed up by a second one. Then they're required, if I recall, to actually do a roll call, which is then recorded.
Okay.
And so, we've been there too many times to see that they're just so many times that they say, yeah, it passes. But the answer is no, unless the legislator requests.
So the answer is, so Joe, mark that, no, unless a legislator specifically requests. All right, that's question number 1. Moving on to question number 2. What is the result of a vote on a bill in committee when the chairman calls it as bill passes when there were actually less than a majority number of audible yes votes? For example, in the Senate committee, only 3 or 4 senators audibly vote yes, even though it takes 5 yes votes to pass the bill, and the chairman declares the bill passes. What is the result of that vote on the bill? The bill is reconsidered on another day by the committee. The bill fails. How the chairman voted is the result of whether the bill passed. So if the chairman voted yes, the bill passes, and if the chairman voted no, the bill fails. Or the bill passes unless a legislator calls for a roll call vote on the bill to defeat it. What do you say? What say you?
I say that, let me ask my colleague over here, my partner, which one do you think, Janet? I think it's the last one. The bill passes unless a legislator calls for roll call, getting back to the roll call. But the chairman probably calls the Speaker of the House or the governor and says, how should I let this? No, it's really, the bill passes unless the legislator calls for roll call.
Okay.
The last one.
The last one. He says the last one, Joe. So mark the last one. Okay, moving on. Question number 3. Let's see here. Who can request a roll call vote on a bill in committee? Any state representative or state senator? Only the chairman or vice chairman of the committee? Someone testifying on the bill? Or any member of the committee? Which one is it?
Actually, that one's pretty straightforward. Any member of the committee. Any member of the committee. I believe it's any member of the committee.
Okay, so he's going.
I guess you could technically say that it's a state representative or senator too, if they're on the committee. But I'm going to go with any member of the committee because that does encompass both.
Okay. Any member of the committee, that would be okay. That would be D. All right. So he's going with any member of the committee. Joe, Mark, go ahead and mark that. Question number 4. When bills are considered in committees, can a member of the public speak in favor or against the bill in front of the legislators? No, only committee members can speak for or against the bill. No, only the bill sponsor can speak for or against the bill. Yes, if the chairman allows it, or yes, but only if you are a registered lobbyist.
I have to laugh at that registered lobbyist, but that's what you would almost think. If the chairman allows it, any person can speak for or against a bill, and I've seen many friend and many lobbyists and many others speak. But yes, the answer is if the chairman allows it. After you put your signature over on a piece of paper that says you want to speak, you can speak.
Okay.
Unless Joe Jack gets upset.
Unless Joe Jack gets upset. You know, it's funny you mention that because we just so happen to have that video. Joe, do you want to pull that video for us? Okay. Yeah, we'll get to that video as soon as we submit your answers and see how you did on the quiz.
Yes.
Question 5 would be: have you subscribed to the email list, and then in what town do you live? Okay. All right, so go ahead.
Subscribe.
Okay, all right. So Joe, go ahead and what town do you guys live in? You guys live in Conway.
We live in Conway.
All right, go ahead and put Conway in there. Yeah. And then here we're gonna hit OK, or we're gonna hit done, and then here we go. Let's see what happens. And a score of 100%. 100%.
I thank you so much. We're so pleased to be with you on the show today. We'll send all of our prizes our way.
Absolutely. Those prizes are they're about as good as a campaign promise.
My goodness.
So that means. I know. No, I mean that means that it's real. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Those prizes are on the way. While I have you on the line, I do think we do need to revisit how sensitive Joe Jett can be. Let's go ahead and flash back. This was a sensitive issue. This was on the internet sales tax. We have our good friend Josh Waters at the end of the committee table. Flashback. This was in 2016, and it sounded something like this. Take a listen.
So I wanted to share those poll numbers. I'm asking the committee to vote no, but I specifically want to ask the committee for a roll call on this vote. I'm afraid what's going to happen is that we'll go through this process and a voice vote will be called, and there might be 6 or 7 audible yeses when it takes 11 votes.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Now you question my integrity of this committee. I'm not going to allow that to happen. If you're going to sit down at the end of the table, you discuss the bill, discuss the merit of the bill. It's important for this committee to have the integrity of everybody's honest opinion. But when you start questioning my integrity, I'm going to shut this thing down.
I no way.
That's what you just did, sir. You questioned my integrity, and I assure you, Democrats and Republicans both on this committee, not one of those folks all session has questioned my integrity, and I'm not going to have you sit down at the end of the table and start doing that.
That was not my intention. I apologize.
That's the way I took it.
Okay, I apologize. My argument for the merits of this bill, though, is that a bill this important, I believe the taxpayer should be paying this tax, deserve a roll call vote on this.
Sir, you mentioned the word roll call one more time, and I'm shutting you down. That's the chair's prerogative.
Okay.
That's the committee's prerogative.
Now,
If
stop.
the committee members want a roll call.
All right, so what ended up happening was literally, David and Janet, I know you know this, the very thing that Josh Waters was saying was going to happen, where there are 6 or 7 audible yeses, and he passes it out of the committee just on the voice vote, okay? And then they come and they do call a roll call. A member does call a roll call, and then it fails. They don't get the 11 votes they need. So, yeah, I think Joe Jett's integrity should be questioned, number one. Number two, guys, and I'll get you to react to this, this clip now has a whole different meaning because we now know that State Representative Joe Jett gave the Speaker of the House, Jeremy Gillum, a giant loan. What was that? It was a huge, I can't remember the exact number, but several $1,000s.
Was it 17,000 or something?
I think it's definitely 17,000 or I can't remember. I think for some reason I think 30s in my head. We need to actually figure that out, but I can't remember exactly. But he was a Democrat at the time, switched to being a Republican, and then he gets this chairmanship on the most powerful committee in the House. So I mean, that whole exchange now has a complete. Now that we know this information about legislators giving each other loans. And we're just supposed. And if you claim that there was a quid pro quo, then you're against friendship. That's essentially what they said. No, he's my friend. Go ahead, David, Janet.
Yeah, that's amazing. That money clip should also have Joe Jett on it.
Yeah.
And also down below it, integrity.
Yeah.
That lack of integrity. That guy doesn't have any integrity at all.
Yep.
He's an amazing guy.
Perhaps Woods and perhaps John Woods or some of their brothers from another mother.
Who knows? Yeah, if we're going to get to work on those money clips, we're going to need to contract a blacksmith, I guess. Or at least I think that would be the way I would want to do it.
Yes, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway,
we'll have to think about that. We'll text you.
Okay, yeah. Hey, well, I really appreciate you guys for coming on the program. You're great sports. Congratulations on getting 100% on the quiz, and can't wait to talk to you guys again soon. And also, go ahead, remind the audience in Faulkner County about the Tea Party, the Faulkner County Tea Party, and when you guys meet. Go ahead and do that before you go.
We meet every Thursday at noon at Larry's Pizza in Conway over on Markham Street, and it's every Thursday at noon. We have today. It's going to be open mic and stumping and just whatever's on your mind. But also we have great speakers that come occasionally, such as Paul Harrell.
Oh well, you guys are too kind.
You guys, I mean, let me tell you, you're a very popular guy down here, so we love having you come around. So That's what we do with the Faulkner County Tea Parties. We meet every week on Thursdays at Larry's Pizza. So come on.
All right.